Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for a quick episode today. A little chat. Now, I got a question in the Instagram Q&A, and it asked me, Tony, why do men always leave and then come back? And I think I answered it sarcastically on there, like, hey, this is a why is water wet question. And I was tired at the moment, and I really just didn't have enough space to write it out and didn't have the time. So y'all have to forgive me. Sometimes I'm doing the Q&A out of consistency, trying to be consistent at something. And I know some people look forward to it, and I don't want to let people down. And if I take too many days off, then I'll forget about that I ever did it, and it'll be like last time I took like a year off from the Q&A. So understand that. And when I can shoot a video on it, I will. But I want you to understand this. The number one reason why a man leaves and comes back is because he wanted to cheat in peace. That's the number one reason. And so your man he tired of the same thing, and he wants some variety. He wants another laugh. He wants another body. He wants to see another booty. He wants to see another personality. And he is complacent with you, and he feels like you're not going anywhere. He feels like he has you in a position to where he either has your mind, he has your heart, you have his children, and he feels that he can leave you and send you enough mixed signals to keep you kind of perplexed and stuck, standing still. And he can go out and get him a little something else different, have him a little quote unquote fun. And then when he's done having fun, come back to you, and you'll still be single. You'll still be standing still. So a lot of times it is simply when a man comes back, he left with the intention to come back. He left knowing he was going to come back, but he said, we need a break. I need to focus on me. I need to get closer to God. I need to work on my money. He gave you some lame excuse of why he can't be with you or why y'all aren't going to work, so that he can go and sleep around, have him, like what they call a hall pass. Just get out there and do his thing. That's the number one reason. And you got to understand that is a man who does not know his purpose. He has not tapped into his purpose, the meaning or the reason why he's here on earth. And because of that, he doesn't know who he is, what he wants, where he's going. And men in that space get bored very easily. And their thrill comes from women. Comes from different body types, different laughter, different smile, just different feel, aura, demeanor. And so men are taking advantage of that. Just the thing of, let me create an argument, create something to be mad about, take a molehill, turn it into a mountain to get typically up to 6 months off. Some men may be gone a year. Now from this Q&A, I see all kind of stuff. I'm like, my goodness. Some women write, he was gone 8 years. He been gone 20 years and came back. He been gone 10 years. Now seeing those, I don't think that was the case, like to leave and come back. That'll fall into one of the other reasons. But when a man leaves you and he's back with you, like trying to be with you, or let's start over, or even begging you, or trying to sleep with you within 6 months, for that was his quote unquote hall pass. That was his cheat in peace moment. Just he wanted to be able to do what he wanted to do without having to answer to you. See, and someone, well, why he don't just cheat like other men cheat? Because he wants to be willy-nilly with it. He wants her to be able to call him, FaceTime him, pop up on him anytime, and him not to have to hide anything from you, because he wants to really make her feel like she's somebody and like she's special. And so she really is believing this. She buying into this thing. And all along, he planning to come back to you because he sees you as a wife. But he's not a husband. Meaning he doesn't know what it takes to be a good husband, but he knows what a good wife looks like. And so he'll leave you with the intention of coming back, but he just want to go sow some wild oats, have him a little fun, do his thing. And so you have to realize, and so what you have to do as a woman in this case, when a man leaves, you got to shut the door. Shut the door, change the locks. Change the locks, you got to move on with your life. And if he come back and he want to get you, he literally got to jump through hoops. He got to go through everything. He got to do everything. 12 sessions of coaching. Read 5 different books together. Retreat. Virtual seminar. Live seminar. Like, you got to put him through some stuff to make sure he really serious and he understand, like, this is not a game. Don't be playing with my heart. You got to make sure he really own that and that he gets that. Now, the second reason a man will leave you and come back is she didn't want him. This happened to me. I was in a relationship 2 years. She had even lived at my parents' house with me over one summer. I had her name tattooed on my stomach. She had my name tattooed on her hip. We was engaged, but it was fake love. I did not love her. The last time I said this, a lot of women was like, Tony, you do not get a woman name tattooed on you if you don't love her. And that's why I try to tell women, stop speaking for men. If you're not a man, stop speaking for a man, because what men do, it don't make no sense. My sister boyfriend at 16 years old had her name tattooed on him 7 different times. 7 different times. They not married. They not married. He know her. They still talk. They'll chat or whatever. He in the whole marriage. He went on by his business with her name on him 7 different times. You know why I got my ex name on me? Because when I was at home in one summer, I was cheating on her with a young lady from high school who was like the prettiest in the school. And I had dated her in the 9th grade, but it was before I lost my virginity. And so nothing between us happened. So that summer, we reconnected, rekindled, and I was cheating on my girlfriend with this young lady. Well, I was staying at this young lady's Section 8 apartment. You're not allowed to have a man in the Section 8 apartment. I was over there 3 days. And so being over there 3 days, I couldn't talk to my girlfriend. So when I finally went back home, I talked to my girlfriend. She was like, where have you been? I've been blowing your phone up for 3 days. Where have you been? I said, well, I was with my cousin. And, he hustle or whatever. Because, I be up at the school hustling. That's where I get the word from. I was with him. And we got in a shootout. Then we got in a high-speed chase from the police. And then we got arrested. So I went to jail with him. He probably gonna do some serious time. But they had to take me in with him too, because I was with him. And so we had to work on him. We had the gun on him. So we had to get locked on. She said, I don't believe you, because I search online for mug shots and bookings, and I didn't find anything. I know how to find that stuff. You got to remember, Tony, my brother's in prison. I know how to find that stuff. And me and my sister searched, and we couldn't find anything. I said, that's because of who I am. They know I play football in college. They know I was the man coming up out of here. They know who I am. And it's also because my cousin, he played football too, big name. So that's why they didn't out us like that. They looking out for us. So that's what I told. Whatever. I don't believe this is not right. But you know what? Oh, my goodness. You're gonna get killed. You know what? Before if anything happens to you, I want to be engaged. And I'm going to get your name tattooed on me. I want to be engaged. And off of that story, we got engaged. And over the phone, and she went and got my name tattooed on her hip. Cause in her head, this like a movie. She with a college athlete, dope boy thug, who living life in the fast lane. And so when she did that, I felt terrible. I was like, oh my goodness. Now don't y'all use this against me, cause I'm paying my time right now by coming on here serving every single day, trying to help people because of the stuff I did wrong. And look at your own story and see what you done went through, and you'll realize this ain't the craziest stuff that happened now. So then she realized, after she did that, I said, oh man, I'm in too deep. I can't let her do that by herself, because then she gonna realize I don't really love her, and that she in this thing by herself, and she can get my name tattooed on her. And so at this point, I wanted me another tattoo. Had me one on my chest, got me one on my on this right here pec. I may have had one. I don't even know if I had one on my shoulder yet, but I had one on this here pec. And I wanted me a tattoo across my stomach because I had an 8-pack of abs. And so I would give me a little artwork on me just to try to look sexy for women. And at that time, Tyrese was big in the R&B world, and he had made tattoos, you know, cool, because he was big as an R&B singer. He had a tattoo down his arm or whatever, and women used to really like him. So I said, hey, I got the same kind of body Tyrese got. We built the same abs, muscles. He got tattooed. Let me get me some tattoos. So I used her name as the tattoo across my stomach. And when I said that on another video, I seen a few women say, Tony, stop lying. You did love her. Ain't no way in the world you gonna get a tattoo and not love somebody. You better ask somebody. Men will do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of y'all that had a man that you thought was in love with you, and that man dogged you out from yellow to Sunday. Oh, that's rain. Oh, that's a storm now coming. And so listen to me. So I got that tattoo, and I remember the tattoo artist when he was doing it. He said, how big you want it? I said, I want it like Tupac Thug Life. He said, you don't want to do it. He said, you don't want it that big. You don't want it that big. I said, I do want it that big, man. This is my girl, man. I'm going to marry her. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to marry her. And I'm talking crazy. Didn't know what I was talking about. He said, trust me, you don't want it that big, because you'll be back in here getting it covered up. Guess what? I was right back in there a couple years later with Cherie Gaskins getting it covered up, chewing on Starburst so hard because that thing hurt so bad. And he said, didn't I tell you you'll be back? I said, man, how you know that, man? How you knew that? When I met my wife, the same toxic energy I had in that relationship, I tried to bring it to my wife. And between 2 and 3 months, I could be wrong on the time, my wife said, we need to take a break. We was dating for a few months. She said, we need to take a break. And at that point, when she cut me off, I went back to my ex. And this is reason number 2. She didn't want him. If my wife would have put up with my ignorance and checked me and worked with me through it, I would have never went back to my ex. I went back to my ex because my wife cut me off, told me we need to take a break, and she went on about her business. People ask me, and don't y'all ask me again, Tony, did you apologize to your ex? Listen, all this work I'm doing is an apology. When I came back, I was 21 years old. It's like, when I asked my wife, when we got back together, I asked my wife, I said, should I go back to such and such and apologize? My wife said, no, absolutely not. She was like, y'all were kids. All that stuff happens, and ain't nobody even worried about no relationship that happened before 20, because my ex wasn't 20. She was probably 18, 19. She was like, that stuff don't even count. And she was like, you'll go back to apologize, and then something else be started up. Y'all be talking. It turned into something totally different. You reopening something that she might not even be thinking about. And so I think a lot of times women ask that, is like, You holding on to stuff, and you might be 30, 35, 40 and not realizing that you over what you went through at 18 and 19. And if you're not over it, that's also a sign that you need to be doing some coaching, reading some books. But so don't y'all go asking me that, Tony, did you go back? And because it just would have been open a can of worms. So what I did is I dedicated my life to helping from that point forward. When I got with my wife, and after 6 months of you know, being back with my ex, I did not like the relationship. I was not happy. I was not in love. She wasn't in love with me either. We were toxic. It was combative. It was just mind games. I bumped back into my wife through my friend who wanted to meet my wife's roommate. Me and my wife rekindled. I dropped everything again with my ex and full-fledged into my wife. My wife said she had been single for the last 4 months of those 6 months because she went back to her ex, and they was together for 2 months. He cheated on her a couple times to get her back because he was mad because she had left him and then came to me. So when she went back, he wanted his revenge for her having the audacity to leave him. So he cheated on her with a couple of women of another race. And that's how my wife said it to me. She said he cheated on me with 2 white girls. And I was like, She was like, so that's been over like 4 months ago. She said that lasted like another 2 months. And I was like, I can't remember if I told my wife that I had been dealing with my ex for the whole 6 months, but we were long distance, so it didn't really matter because it wasn't really real. It was long distance. And I just drive up there now and then. And so I dropped that all the way over again and went back to my wife and that's why I tell women, like, don't let a man run in and out your life if he left you. That's why I tell y'all, if a man leave you, so you got to remember, my wife left me. I ain't leave my wife. She told me when we was dating, my girlfriend, she was my girlfriend, 2 months in, 3 months in, she said, we need to take a break. She left me. I ain't leave her. I ain't have no problem with her. I loved everything about her. She left me because I wasn't mature enough for her yet. Had I did right by her and was mature enough for her, I would have never went back to my ex. She would have never went back to her ex. But what it was is she left her ex and she left her guy after we met. She left him because when we first met, we weren't talking. You know, she gave me her phone number as a friend, but we didn't talk at all. And then when she broke up with him, she wrote me and said, hey, me and my boyfriend broke up. And so when she did that, then we started talking. But they could have not been broke up yet. We still were young. So, you know, my wife was 18 or 19. She could have been 18 and then turned 19. Oh no, she had just turned 19, I think. And I was 21. And so that's how it happened. So that's why I tell people, don't base y'all whole life and stuff off of what happened with me and Cherie Gaskins, because we are an exception to the rule, for one, on just how it happened. And then we was at a total different age. You talking 19 and 21. A lot of y'all watching these videos 25 and up. So well, y'all did it, y'all did that. Also, it was 2005. We in 2021. This a whole nother world. This a whole nother world today. So understand this. When he leave and he come back, the number 2 reason is she did not want him. And what I mean by that is she liked him. She gave him the time of day. But the same reason why you and him weren't working out, because of his wandering out, because of his immaturity, or because of his control issues, all the stuff you didn't like about him that you was putting up with, she refused to put up with. He tried to take that to her, and she said, I've already been through this. No, playboy, go on about your business. So when she kick him to the curb and say this ain't gonna work, he come right back to you, because you and him got history, and he know you boo-boo the fool. He know you gonna let him come right back, and you gonna deal with him, and you gonna just accept him right back in, and you still single. you might have done slept with you a man or dated you a couple of little men here and there, but your heart still waiting on him. And so he come on back. The third reason why a man leaves you and comes back is because she was a downgrade. He was done with you. He done made up his mind you not the one for him, you not his wife, and he let an argument turn into a breakup, or he started something so that y'all could break up, or he, kind of forced you to kind of leave, like almost mutual decision, and then he goes to her, and then some months later, 3 months later, 6 months later, he's back. He's back to you. The third reason is because she was a downgrade. He left you thinking she was going to be an upgrade, and then got with her and realized she's a downgrade. Because she had some stuff going on that he did not know about. And it got down there, went to open him up a little gift, and can of tuna fish and sardines hit him in the nose, and he like, whoa, ho, ho, ho. Got anchovies down there. Oh my goodness. My ex was using honey pot. Oh my goodness. Summer Eve. Or just some water. I read somewhere that they say just use water down there. Say don't put no kind of chemical down there, even if it's unscented, scented. Say don't nothing supposed to go down there but water. I said, oh, that's interesting. Talking about the woman. I said, that's an interesting concept. So he done went over there and something caught him off guard. He like, whoa, okay. First time she took them shoes off, cause he's not a man of love. He don't love you. He don't love her. He a man of lust. He lost. He don't have a purpose. So any one thing about this woman that he left you for could turn him off, and he right back to you because he used to your problems. He used to what you got going on. He thought she was an upgrade, but because of her body or her looks, but then he got in there and she took out them color contacts and she pulled that wig off and mess around and let everything just drop, just flow. And he realized, whoa, that push-up bra was a wonder bra. That thing had them thing up. What you had, a lay front? What, it was a wig? And then she scratching, and now he kind of, that wig musky. You don't look how you look on Instagram. You look real different from your pictures on Instagram. Anybody ever told you that? Give me a second. Now, let me see if I can find your page. This your page, right? That I've been talking to on the DM. You don't feel like this look like two different people? He don't care about her now. He sitting there talking to her just like the man in the dark on the podcast. Cause he don't care about her cause his heart ain't in it. So now he'll go over there and he'll get him a little something now. He'll do him a little something. He'll spend him a little time. For his stupidity, he may post her online to make it look like it's real. To make it look like he's not dumb. To play it off. You know, somebody trip and fall and they hop up before anybody see them. Or they trip and fall and they do some push-ups like they just was down there doing some push-ups. He might take and do something like that. He might post online. He might introduce her to a couple people just so he don't look dumb. Just to play it off. But then once he realized she got one too many things off that he did not realize. And it don't have to be superficial. It could be he get with her. And then all of a sudden, she is back crazy. Like she's searching everything here. She going through everything. She questioning him. Interrogation, first 48 interrogation room interviews, and she is just shot out. And he like, whoa. And he thinking about you, and he like, wow, you was way more chill than her. Like, you way more secure. What in the world? He thinking like, man, her booty bigger than yours. You know, her stomach flatter than yours. Her breast might be sitting up perkier than yours. But then he get with her and realize she crazy. That her body have attracted so many men to her, that she done been dogged out and done wrong so many times by rich men or doggish men, that she's so torn and jaded and tore up from the floor up emotionally and mentally, that she a nightmare, that she nag him nonstop. And now he go to remembering the peace that you had and how you wasn't accusing him of cheating. You wasn't searching his phone. You wasn't questioning him all the time. And he like, what in the world did I do? Why did I leave the woman that stood by me, put up with me, did this and that for me? And he questioning that. And then so guess what he do? He come on back. He come on back. But guess what? He don't deserve you. Because he left you because he felt like you weren't good enough. Went over there to her, thought the grass was greener on the other side, got over there and realized, oh, that ain't real grass. So now he want to come back to the real. And you just got to slam that door right in his face. No, stay where you at. You went over there with stank wig. Stay right on over there. I got some spray for my wig. I'm going over there with stank wig. And let him stay right on over there. And he out there just knocking. Let me in. Hey, I miss you. Hey, no. Peek right through the blind. Just like that right there. So listen. This is what you got to understand. And this is why I tell y'all. When a man leave you, let him stay gone. When he leave you, I ain't talking about when you leave him. See, it's different when you leave him. Because sometimes you have to leave him to teach him a lesson. To send him a real firm message to let him know that you're willing to go. But when he leave you, that is him telling you, you are not my wife. I do not like you like that. I do not love you like that. I'm willing to drop you like a bad habit instantaneously. And that's what the thing. And listen, is it nice? No. But men out here, when we grown boys, there's no rules. It ain't no rule. There, all is fair in love and war. Ain't no rules to that. That's why you have to protect yourself, because ain't nobody out there trying to protect you. Nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody out there trying to protect you. You have to protect yourself. You got to know what you need to know so you can recognize the red flags and you can stand your ground and you can be able to call people out for the mess they doing. But if you don't know any better, you will get taken advantage of over and over and over. That's why you got to learn. You got to learn on your own. And that's what I need you to understand. You got to get that. You got to get that. And when you get that right there together and you understand, like, you know what? I can't expect, a lady wrote in and say, Tony, can you talk to men? Tell them to be nice. Tell them not to play women. Tell them if they don't want a woman, don't make. I'm like, man, who you think I am, man? These men ain't doing right for Allah. These men ain't doing right for Yeshua. These men ain't doing right for Yahweh. These men ain't doing right for God. These men ain't doing right for Buddha. These men ain't doing right for Prophet Muhammad. These men ain't doing right for Jesus Christo, Jesus Christ. Who is Tony Gaskins? These men not finna. I come on here, hey fellas, if you don't want a woman, do not tell her you want her and don't deal with her. Y'all gotta remember, I'm a man. Don't think, y'all think because I'm taking up for y'all that I'm a woman dressed up as a man because I'm trying to give y'all the game. No, I am a man. I know what men gonna listen to. I know. That's why I don't be wasting my breath, because I know women listen. I know women seek knowledge. They say 75% of the people getting college degrees is women. Women seek knowledge. So what we learn in the world is you got the 75% of readers. When you publish a book with a publisher, they tell you 75% of readers are women. So they don't even want you to publish a book for a man. And if you publish a book for a man, you still understanding that women are buying it for the men in their life. Because men don't buy books like that. Men don't read like that. Men don't seek knowledge like that. Men are seeking a thrill. Men are seeking entertainment. And people talking about, oh, well, maybe if you talk to men more, you'll build your following. Listen, I got one life to live. I ain't got no time to be talking to no brick wall. That because if a man gonna listen to a woman before he listen to a man, I did not change for my daddy. I did not change for God. I did not change for my homeboys. I changed for Cherie Gaskins because she stood her ground. Had she not stood her ground, I would not be here doing this right here today. I'd be in prison or the grave had my wife not stood her ground. If she would have put up with who I wanted to be, I would have been a drug dealer for years to come. I probably would have did some robbing, probably would have did some killing, probably would have, went back out there to doing the organized pimping. If my wife wouldn't have stood her ground, I would not be here today doing this right here. I would have sold dope till I got to the point where I could throw concerts with rappers. I would have been putting on basketball tournaments for money. I'd have been gambling. I would have built race cars and been racing race cars for money. Learn how to shoot dice. I'd have been out there taking lives or got my life taken or lost my freedom. I had no desire to change for me and me alone. I changed because Cherie Gaskin said, if you want to be with me, you got to get out of the street selling drugs. You got to let go them women. You got to change your attitude. You got to change the way you talk to me. You got to change that. That's why I changed, because I say I want to be with this woman who is clearly a wife, because I ain't never had a woman tell me what I need to do, what I need to change in order to be with her. Never. And at that point, I had been with over 100 women, and I had never had a woman tell me anything I need to do differently. They let me do what I want to do, have them when I want to have them. So when you meet 1 out of 100, you know this person is different. This person is special. And if you deep down in your heart, you want to be married, you want to have a family, then this is the person you're going to change for. And that's what I try to help y'all understand. So please stop asking me to do this and that and all that. I work for God. I got to do the message that God give me. And I got to talk to who listening, because I only got but so much time. I got a whole family to take care of. So I can't be on here wasting my breath. So when I do a video for a man, that's because God put that on my heart to do that video. But even when I do the video, women don't even let the men have the video. The comments be flooded with women. So it just once again shows me, Tony, you wasting your breath talking to men, because women flood the comments and then pile on and beat the men up and try to tag team with me like I'm against the men, when I'm trying to bring some reproof, some correction, some tough love. Women will pile on and tell them and beat the men up. So now if I could have had a chance to reach some men, they come to the comments and get turned off because they feel attacked because of all other women have piled on into the comment section and do not be caring. And then if I turn the comments off just so the message could be heard by the men without having to deal with all other comments from women who may be angry, who may be bitter, who may be frustrated, who may hate men. If I turn the comments off, then my inbox is flooded with women calling me a lame and coward for turning the comments off. So it's like, can't win for losing. Try to help. Don't help us, help the men. Try to help the men, or let us bombard the comments. So it's like, come on now. Y'all have to realize And so then this what happened. If you do that and you don't find a space that you could grow and mature, then what it produces is more woman haters who got a podcast with stuff spinning on the desk and cussing women out. All that come from is just frustration with women. The reason why I don't go that far and the reason why I'm not that is because I serve the Lord. If I ain't serve the Lord, I'll be right over there on the other side, woman bashing, creating strategies to play women. I told you a little snippet of what I did to my ex. Had I not got with Jesus Christ, I could be doing damage. Could you imagine me being on the other side with articulation and a mind that work on the level that my mind work on? If I was working for the devil, what kind of damage I could be doing if I was teaching men strategies to play women? See, the thing about it is, to God be the glory, the men who teaching the strategies to play women are lame. It's men who never had women, men who never played women. So they don't know what they talking about. So what they teaching don't even work. It don't even work. If it work, it barely work. But it don't even work on women because the women hear what they talking about and be like, boy, you lame. I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole and you got a nerve to be teaching somebody a alpha male strategy. But if a man who actually had women, who played women, was over there teaching that. And so to God be the glory, you got men who like men who women bashing. And then you got men who hate women because they done been hurt by so many women because the woman they wanted did not ever want them. So they so butthurt that they over there. So they doing all this talking and they doing all this right here. And for a certain part of people, and this is why I try to tell y'all women, this is why I try to tell women, stop telling me to talk to the men. Because them men over there talking to the men giving the game to play you. So if a real former player don't come over here and give y'all the game, y'all just finna be out of luck. Stuck out of luck. Y'all know what the other SOL mean, but I don't curse. Stuck out of luck. So the thing is, you need to be happy that I'm giving you the game so you can protect yourself against the devil and his minions and the game that they teaching in the MGTOW and the red pill and the alpha male strategies and all of this right here to deceive, manipulate, and control women. Because one thing the men know about me is they could look at me. They could listen to me and tell, oh, he really was out there. Oh, he really had it. He was the guy that we hated. He was the star athlete on the football team and the basketball team that got all of them. This our nemesis. They down there in the dungeon trying to create the monster with the spider leg to come stomping down my street to pluck me out the roof of my house like on Spider-Man. Because they so hot with that, because I'm preparing women for they raggedy games that they're gonna be playing, because I played it for real in real life. So this one I'm trying to help y'all understand. Like, get what's for you. Don't worry about what's for a man, because what is for a man, every single message I do, even when it's geared towards a woman, is still for a man. Because now he learning, wow, with X amount of thousands of women that seen that video, that game ain't gonna work. My game that I was getting ready to play on her ain't gonna work. When I leave her to go cheat in peace or to go get an upgrade and with the intentions of coming back, she not finna let me go. She not finna let me come back because he done told her that I left her because I know she's not my wife. So now she got the game. But guess what? He gonna do it anyways and come back. And let me tell you, a lady just wrote me the other day and I happened to read the email. And this lady said, Tony, I've been listening to you since 2019 or top of 2020. and then I'm listening to you every single day, and then my boyfriend or my ex, who I knew 8 years ago, we happened to bump back into each other, and we slept together. And now I want to figure out how I could get this right because I want to do the right thing. How you think that make me feel? How ineffective do you think I feel when a woman write me asking me to help give her a pound of cure when I gave her the ounce of prevention and she ignored it, went and slept with the man that do not want her, that left her, that's been gone for years. He come back, she sleep with him, and been listening to me, and then come tell me I've been listening to you and still went and got on my back with a man that I'm not married to, not even in a real relationship with, not even in a committed, exclusive relationship with. So can you help me? Like I don't have a wife and 2 sons to give my time to. People come and blatantly do the wrong thing and come to me for help after I done talked till I'm blue in the face and still do the wrong thing. And so listen, be glad that it's a couple honest men out here giving women the game so that you can be prepared when the grown boys come play the game. And stop begging us to talk to just men or to talk to the men who we as men know not going to listen if it's a bunch of women that don't know the game. Because a man could want to do right, but the flesh is alive and it's always temptation. So he could want to do right, but when he do one little test or he say one little thing and he see that you green, that you don't know nothing about the game he could pull on you, it's finna pull the wrong side out of him. He's not finna say, oh, she's a good woman, I don't want to hurt her. He's finna, oh, got me an old sucker here. Okay. Better give us some money. Better give us some sex. He go right back to his old ways. And I could have been preaching to him all day long. I got a whole series, a whole playlist on here called Man to Man. It's called Man to Man. Whole series, getting men together. But listen, he could listen to all of that. And if you don't know the game, he'll fall himself right back playing the game on you. So be happy when you get a message for you and stop worrying about the man, what the man getting, and understand that even in these messages, the man getting the lesson. But we actually reaching him indirectly without him even realizing that we talking to him because we talking about him. And that's convicting his spirit. But if we talk directly to him, he gonna ignore it. And that's what I'm trying to help y'all understand. I'm a man. I know how to reach men. And the way you reach men is through a woman. And then here go women. Well, Tony, I don't agree with that. Because I think a man listens to his homeboys more than his woman. No, he do not. He listens to his homeboys instead of you. Because he don't want you. Because that is not your husband. That's why so he using his homeboys as an excuse to spit in your face. So what you need to realize is that you need to get up and leave, because you speaking life into a man that's not your husband. Your husband that's meant and intended for you ain't gonna listen to nobody over you. Nobody. Do you hear me? That's why the Bible say a man will forsake his mother and father, meaning leave his mother and father and cleave unto his wife. The Bible say that a man ought to do that. And so that's what you got to understand. Ain't nobody got more influence in that man's life. The Bible say in Proverbs that it's better for a man to sleep in the wilderness or in a tiny corner of a shack than to be in a mansion with a nagging woman. You know what that is saying? That's saying a woman got so much influence that a woman's voice is so loud in a man's mind that he will be more peaceful living in the attic, in the corner of a shack, than to be in a mansion with a woman who is nagging. That tell you the power of the woman's voice in a man's life. The Bible wouldn't have said that if a woman has no impact on a man, whether it be good or bad, women have impact on men. And until y'all realize and stop dodging the buck, stop passing the buck, and stop wanting men to tell men to pick up the slack and to do everything, to do this and do this and do that, when we already know that we could talk to him all day long. And if your legs open, he diving in. We could beg him. We could line up 1,000,000 men and beg him to say himself to a marriage. If your leg open, he diving in. If you green and naive, he finna play you. Point blank period. But when he see that you got the game from over here, he see you got the game, now that's what keep him in check. Because he know he finna look like a slap fool trying to run the game on somebody from the blessed tribe. Because he like, whoa, this woman blessed. She from the blessed tribe. This woman got the game, man. I'm wasting my time. I might as well come correct. Because the man over there that gave away the game, he had way more women than me. He played way more women than me. So his game on a whole nother level than the little game I was getting ready to run on her. The game he done gave her, man, I'm finna do right. Man, let me do right by this woman. This woman wife material. This woman wife ready. This woman done read a woman's influence. This woman so ready to be a wife. Let me do right. You see what I'm saying? That's going to be more effective than me sitting here preaching till I'm blue in the face talking to him. And that's what I need y'all to understand. Hey, this Tony Gaffney. God bless you. We'll talk soon.